Greetings, YouTube. Happy Friday. We shall see if there is a deal to critique on this Friday. And there is indeed. It's the Alpha Basics bundle. Now, before we look at this, if you're Paragon, this has to have Tier 3 Alpha attached to it. Because Tier 2 Alpha, unless it's something crazy good, and maybe it's for units, I don't know. But now the rank up store, you get Tier 2 Alpha for 60 units apiece, which I'm back up to 19, thankfully. And then, of course, you have, this is the best deal in the game. 20 units, almost the same cost for now a Tier 4 Basic than a Tier 1 Alpha. For those that don't know, like the economy of the game used to be priced to where it was like 5-to-1. So let's say if Tier 1 Alpha was 20 units, a Tier 4 Basic would be 100 units. And that was just to be expected. It is amazing how, at least for Paragon players, this is now almost a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't think I talk about that enough on my channel when I break down the economy of this game, how game-changing that is. Just think about the Tier 1 Alpha, even Arena, compared to the Tier 4 Basic Arena, which used to only have one Tier 4 Basic in the whole freaking arena. And then half a Tier 2 or Tier 5 Basic for 120 units. I mean, this isn't the best value anymore, but it's still not bad. All right, Alpha Basics bundle, tuned to your story progression. It is not, and I repeat, not a unit deal. It is a 3-day, same price as the Paragon monthly special, daily card, monthly card. The Selector is a crystal, and it's half of a Tier 6 Basic and half of a Tier 3 Alpha. So if you bought all four, which given is $120 plus tax, plus conversion rates of whatever your currency is, you're getting 2/3 of a rank 4 for $120. Now, what's interesting is $30 gets you 6 Paragon daily specials, and that's what I always try to showcase in these breakdowns now. So 6 days of the Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic for Paragon. You're not going to get that same amount, but you're going to get, in addition to that, 6 Nexus Crystals, 6 Tier 6 of that class, 6,000 6-star shards, obviously some ISO, and then 6 Paragon stamps, which, compared to this, if you go to the featured store and you trade in those Paragon stamps, it's worth noting that you will get the difference. And I know it's one more, technically it's $35 instead of $30, but you'll get essentially the same Tier 6 Basic amount and Tier 3 Alpha amount, but with 6-star shards and Nexus Crystals and a guarantee of that day. And I know this isn't a 25%, right? But if this was a Selector, I think it's worth it. If this is a Selector, I definitely think it's worth it. I think these are just bonuses. But without it being a Selector, it's too much of an RNG gamble. And I don't want to say this, YouTube. I don't want to say this. I want to be positive when I can be positive. Believe it or not. I don't like being called Mr. Negative the whole time because it implies that I just want to be critical for views. And while it is true for any YouTube channel that typically blunt criticism is more interesting to listen to than praise, this is why human beings tune into the news and they say if it bleeds, it leads. But if it's light and fluffy, save it for the end. I get all that. Literally human nature. But at the same time, like if this was a Selector, I would be relatively excited about it. Now, it just feels completely outdated compared to what it is. So if you say, Prof, don't just be critical, how would you improve this besides adding in maybe some 6 stones or maybe at least some gold, for crying out loud? We haven't seen gold in forever in these offers, which is also a huge problem right now in the game. But I'd make this $20. If this was $20, I think it'd be the perfect price. This is $10 priced too high. And while you're saying $10 is not that much, it is 2 days worth of the Paragon Daily Special. And that to me is significant. It is also the same price in terms of being overpriced as the double track event for the Platinum track. So yeah, I think that is worth noting. I think that's relevant. And so I'm going to give the grade for today's, at least what I can see from Paragon, and maybe it's not a Paragon, maybe it's a Throwbreaker cutoff and I'm just happening to see it because it now does a terrible job of having whatever intern has to type these out save time by not typing out the details of it. But right now I'd give it a C-. I think it's below average, and anything I give a C-, I don't buy. It's got to be at least a C. It's got to at least be average to the letter of the law for me to be interested. It's not, so no thanks.